A key update on a shock exit report for Ferrari has emerged, and Sergio Perez has responded to being called rusty. That's what I'm talking about in this video. Let's jump straight into it, and we'll start with Cadillac. Now, before taking up their race seats with the team in 2026, Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas spent a year out of Formula 1 with them on the sidelines in 2025. Basically, Bottas was the reserve driver at Mercedes, while Perez was out of Formula 1 altogether. Now, both Perez and Bottas bring a lot of much needed experience to Cadillac. I mean, both of them are multiple race winners and they've had experience driving at top teams. Interestingly though, Cadillac F1 director Mario Andretti has said that Perez and Bottas are rusty. Basically speaking ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix, Andretti claimed that after both drivers had spent 2025 on the sidelines after losing their race seats at the end of 2024, they were lacking seat time in coming back to Formula 1. However, Sergio Perez has rejected this. Basically, when he was presented with Andretti's comments, Perez said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "To be honest, I think we've been performing on a very high level. I was especially happy with my weekend in Melbourne, my first qualifying, and was quite happy with the race. We had very different scenarios. We had a lot of damage, so it really hasn't been straightforward. I had a lot of damage and deployment issues in Shanghai, so I haven't had a complete weekend, let's say. But I think in terms of my performance, I'm fairly happy with it. Coming back and straight away, I was on the pace in a couple of days, and I believe I'm in a good place in regards to driving." Now, I personally agree with Perez here. I mean, racing for Formula 1 drivers is like riding a bike. You just don't forget how to do it. And yes, they both took a year out of Formula 1, but I'm sure when they jumped into the car for the first time, they were very familiar with their surroundings and they knew what they were doing. Now, the key thing for Cadillac right now is to close the gap to the midfield, add some downforce to that car. They are set to bring some upgrades to the next race in Miami. Do you think this can help? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content. I've just hit 46,000 subscribers. That means so much to me. Thank you so much for your support. I'm very grateful for it. But let's move on to this exit report involving McLaren and Ferrari. Now, as we know, Max Verstappen's race engineer, Gianpiero Lambiase, is leaving Red Bull. He's been Verstappen's race engineer since Verstappen's very first race at Red Bull at the 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. However, GP is leaving Red Bull for McLaren and is set to take up his role as Chief Racing Officer at McLaren in 2028. Now, in this new role, GP will support McLaren team principal Andrea Stella, and interestingly, it was reported that with the arrival of Lambiase, McLaren is preparing for a possible departure of Andrea Stella, who is being mentioned in the rumour mill as the future team principal of Ferrari. For Lambiase then, a handsome promotion in the long term, both in terms of position and financially. Now, Stella has done an absolutely fantastic job turning McLaren around. I mean, you look at where they were in 2023 when Stella took up the team principal position. McLaren were at the back of the grid. However, by the end of the 2023 season, they were fighting towards the front. And then in 2024 and 2025, they won the Constructors' title 2 years in a row. And the race say that speculation that Stella is poised to leave the squad and depart for Ferrari has been dismissed by McLaren insiders, who are clear that the Italian is super happy not only with what the team is achieving on track, but also how well the structure has come together inside the team to help it evolve and grow. McLaren was clear that both Zak Brown and Stella are both on long-term contracts, which heads off talk of any imminent departure from either of them. So yeah, it looks like Stella is at McLaren for the long term. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.